Sleep can wait. It's time for training camp.
That would be Sarge.
What's going on, y'all? Yeah. Ah, sorry about that. What's going on, y'all? Welcome to edition of the Texas Tailgate Talk podcast. Make sure you subscribe to the Texas Tailgate Talk. What is going on with my what's going on? It may be too early in the morning. They like, Sarge, what you doing up this late, man? You can't be doing that this late, brother. You can't be on here. Well, shit. Do you see what the things say, right? Sleep can wait. Sleep can wait. It's time for the Texas training camp. And ain't nobody. Hey, look, let me tell you something. I told you all. What's up, Marcus? I told you all. Hey, look, I ain't your regular local media member, especially not going into my ninth year of covering my ninth season of covering the Houston Texans. I'm different. I'm different. Yeah, I'm different. What's up, Senior Boblé? I'm different. Yeah. Marcus, where you been, man? 12:52. You just not getting home? Oh, you okay from work? Wait, hold on, because I know you, Marcus. What type of work we talking about here? What type of work you talking about doing? Because I'm just saying, and I know you. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna do this thing the right way in just a second. Y'all give me a second. You ain't said nothing but a thing, Sarge. Man, hold on. I gotta share this, y'all. I gotta share this. What are we doing here, Sarge? Let's get it, man. All right. Airport work. Hey, man, give me a job over there, Mark. You hiring? I need me one of them airport jobs. Can I give me a discount? Yeah, you get flight benefits because I need some flight benefits myself. Once again, you tune into the late night edition of the Texas Tailgate Talk podcast. I'm your host, Big Sarge. Make sure you follow me on the app formerly known as Twitter at Big Sarge Sports with the Z at the end. Make sure you follow me on the Tick and the Talk at Big Sarge Media. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and podcast, Texans Tailgate Talk, all one word, Texans Tailgate Talk. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Big Sarge Sports with the Z at the end. Because you know we do everything for the gram, everything for the gram. And make sure that you are subscribed to. Well, you don't have to subscribe. Just make sure you start checking at www.bigsargemedia.com. Thursday, there will be regular articles up there as training camp starts Wednesday. So, and because we are Wednesday, because we are after midnight, training camp starts today. So I want to come on here. Because I just finished the podcast. I just finished. So by the time you get up in the morning, by the time okay, Marcus, yeah, TSA. Oh yeah, man, give me an application. I need them flight benefits. By the time you wake up in the morning, there will be a new podcast for you. For those of you all who are subscribed to the Texas Tailgate Talk podcast, there will be a podcast waiting for you when you wake up. So on your way to work or as you're getting, getting your day started, go on and give me a subscribe on over there and listen to, especially Texans fans. And the title of it is Texans have no time to waste on day one of training camp. Yeah, man, it's time to ball. Yes, it is, Senior Boblé. Yeah, and so the title of the podcast, the title of the podcast for this morning, later on this morning, is Texans have no time to waste on day one of training camp. And I talked about three matchups. There are three matchups that I'm going to be watching for today. Three, three matchups that I think that are going to be very important to monitor throughout training camp. And because everybody's going to be, totally focused on watching the offensive line. And one of the matchups I do talk about the offensive line. Um, but there was two other matchups that I think that you are really going to be interested in. And one of the reasons why I decided to go live at 12:56 in the morning, because I gotta be up. By the time I get off here, I'm probably gonna get about maybe 3 hours of sleep. Maybe three if I'm lucky, before I have to go to the gym, come home, dress, shower, and then leave, because Nick Casario speaks at 8:45. It's either 8:30, 8:45. Listen, I'm gonna be at the Methodist Training Center by 8:15. So I think he either speaks at 8:30, 8:45, and then training camp. You know what? Y'all know I don't like to do that to y'all. Y'all know I do not like to do that to y'all. We don't play them type of games, Sarge. I got it right here. Okay. So Nick speaks at 8:30, and then training camp officially begins at 9 a.m. They start. We back, y'all. Football season is officially back. And so I just wanted to come on here and tap in with you all. Like I said, it ain't I ca- look, I don't know nobody else who, doing this and doing it live right now. It could be. I don't know. I haven't been on Twitter. The only time last time I was on social media, I was flooding y'all timelines. I was digging in my duffel bag. I'm gonna be doing a little bit more of that up to training camp. Maybe like the rest of this week until they can get themselves settled in. What I want to talk to you all about real quick, I'm going to give you a preview of the podcast that's going to drop later on this morning, called Texans Have No Time to Waste on day one of training camp. So one of the key matchups that I want to take a look at is Jaden Higgins versus Kamari Lassiter. Like, we already know what's going to be going on the opposite side of the field between Derek Stingley Jr. and Nico Collins. But that Jaden Higgins versus Kamari Lassiter matchup, that's a matchup that you're going to definitely want to keep eyes on and pay attention to throughout training camp. And even when formerly known as Twitter, right, Cedric? But when for those of y'all who have tickets and will be attending the open practices, y'all make sure y'all just keep an eye out for that um as well, because that's what I'm going to be looking for. And what I talked about on the podcast, like I said, I'm going to give you a preview of one of the matchups I talked about. One of the reasons why I'm so focused on watching one of the I hold on. I think so too. Let me show this. I think he will. We're gonna talk about that. I mean, it's his first day, but we definitely gonna talk about that later on this week, especially because open practice starts what, Saturday? I think it starts Saturday. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it'll just be the local media out there. So we'll get an opportunity to see, everything that's going on those first 3 days before the fans show up. So, like I said, the reason why I chose Jaden Higgins versus Kamari Lassiter is because Jaden Higgins is a rookie and he's going to be thrown into the fire quickly. And I don't mean that literally, I'm talking about figuratively. He's going to be treated exactly the same way Kamari was treated during his rookie year, because Kamari lined up opposite of Derek Stingley from day one, and He didn't know who was going to line up in front of him. It could Nico lined up in front of him sometimes. Stephon Diggs lined up in front of him sometimes. Tank Dell lined up in front of him sometimes. And as a rookie in training camp, you're going up against those three dudes. You're like, hey man, this is we here now. We here. Ain't no turning back. And we here. And some reps Kamari won, some reps Kamari lost. But he kept learning and he kept learning and he kept learning and working with defensive back coach Dino Vasso and Derek Stingley teaching him things afterwards. The wide receivers even talking to him, teaching him some things because they knew he was a rookie that he need to learn. And we seen what Kamari Lassiter ended up being, what Kamari Lassiter ended up being at the end of the season. All that started in training camp. And like there was sometimes Kamari got beat like back to back. Then there was sometimes he made plays back to back. But as training camp went on and he kept going up against those wide receivers and kept putting in the work, you could see it pay off during the season. You could see it pay off during the season. And so when you look at I'll talk about that in a second. But when you look at Jaden Higgins, so if Jaden Higgins isn't lined up in front of Kamari, because you never know, we don't know what Nick Caley's going to do. We haven't seen Nick Caley call one offensive play yet. So we don't know what formations he's going to use, how he's going to line up the wide receivers. We don't know the alignments or none of that. But so let's just say Jaden Higgins moves from in front of Kamari, and now he's in front of Derek Stingley Jr. He's in front of nice. I thought I was late. You just started. Yes, I did. Screwston Ghost, but he's gonna line up in front of Derek, and now Derek is not gonna take it easy on him. Like he leaves from Kamari and goes to Derek, it only gets harder. You come back to Kamari, it's gonna be hard. You go over there to Derek, that's a whole different animal. Now, Kamari is becoming that exact same animal that Derek is. He's becoming that exact same animal, but you may have a better chance of winning a rep against Kamari than you will against Stingley. But Kamari ain't giving you nothing either. But Jaden Higgins is going to need that. He's going to need to be in front of Kamari. He's going to need to be in front of Derek so they could help him to learn how to run routes in the NFL, how to adjust and adapt to game speed on what it's like going up against an NFL cornerback compared to what you went up against in high school, what you went up against in college. Like now, like think about it. You line up in front of a first team All-Pro. That means that last season, it was him and somebody else who was voted as the best, the top in the league at that position. And he's standing across from you. And you're a rookie. And you don't know what to expect. And the only thing you've ever seen of this young man standing in front of you is on film or what you watched on television or whatever glimpse you got during OTAs and minicamp. Training camp starts, Derek pretty much blacks out. Kamari blacks out. And what I mean by blacks out, I mean like, every rep is a game rep. Every rep is we in the game. This game time situation, there's no such thing as practice. This is the game for me. And Derek takes that just as seriously as Kamari. And so that Jaden Higgins going up against Kamari, that's a matchup that I want to see because I want to see them go back and forth. Now, on the flip side of that, Jaden Higgins is 6'4", 215 pounds. Nico Collins is 6'4", 215 pounds. So whereas Kamari got a break last season when Derek and Nico was going at it, then he's over here, going up against smaller wide receivers, but good wide receivers. I'm not, I don't take nothing from Stephon Diggs, and I damn sure don't take nothing away from Tank Dell. They were smaller than Nico. Now, Kamari don't get no break, but it's going to also make him better, going up pretty much every rep against a big wide receiver. Because let's just say they don't have Jaden Higgins over there, right? Let's just say Jaden Higgins is out and they done brought in Xavier Hutchinson. Xavier Hutchinson is 6'3", 210 pounds. You take him out, and let's just say they want to run Jared Wayne. That's another big wide receiver, right? But on a consistent basis, when they do 11, when they go 11 on 11, and listen, I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say that Jaden Higgins is wide receiver number 2. That is wide receiver number 2. So wide receiver number 1, which is Nico, is probably gonna be lined up against cornerback number 1, which is Derek. Wide receiver number 2, Higgins, is going to be lined up against cornerback number 2, Kamari. And when they flip-flop, Kamari is still going to have a big wide receiver on him. So now, on a day-to-day basis, he's learning consistently how to play against a bigger wide receiver. Okay, what I need to do to play against this bigger wide receiver? What I need to, I can't jam him like I could jam, Tank, or like I could jam Stephon. Right. I can't. There's different types of things. I know that, I don't know how big Jaden Higgins' catch radius is as far as NFL. I know what it was in college. I don't know what it is in the NFL, but here's a guy coming off giving, what he's like at least 5 inches over Kamari. Y'all give me a second. Y'all know how I do it. I gotta look. Let me see how tall Kamari is. I know, right? You're like, damn, this for Sarge. He really do love us. He up at 1 a.m. and it's 1:08 in the morning. Okay, so they got Kamari listed at 6 feet. So that's at least 4 inches. He's giving up at least 4 inches to Jaden Higgins and Nico Collins. That's a big difference in the NFL. That's a big difference when you're playing against a big physical. Because one thing that I did notice about Higgins as I was watching him through OTAs and minicamp, he's physical. He is physical. Like he physical. He like Nico physical. He like, I won't put my hands on you physical. Kamari lives for that type of stuff too. Oh, Kamari lives physical contact. Kamari lives for that. So that's how I feel like they're gonna make each other better, each other strong. And like I said, there's 2 other matchups that you're gonna hear on the podcast that I think that you're gonna listen to it and you're gonna say, you know what, damn, Sarge got a point. Also, so where did Vega go? Vega put up something. Vega 702 said, I think Noel needs to share first team reps with Kirk. So here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. And y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the Texans Tailgate Talk podcast and YouTube channel. All one word, Texans Tailgate Talk. All one word. So yes. Here's the thing that I need to know though. Because we were never told. So like the last couple of days, mandatory minicamp, Noel didn't play. And what I mean by didn't play, he didn't practice. He was on the backfield. What I mean, so for those of y'all who has not been to the Methodist Training Center, they have 3 fields. So they have the main field that they practice on. So that's the one that has the stands when you all come out to watch practice. That's the main field. But then they have a middle field. They practice on that middle field sometimes too. But so that those 2 fields are occupied. When they break off into position groups, they'll use the big field. Some people will use the big field. So yeah, it'll be like linebackers and defensive backs on the main field. Then the middle field on one end, it's wide receivers, running backs, and quarterbacks. And on the other end, it's offensive linemen. And then in the corner of the third field, it's defensive linemen. But when that third field isn't being used, they'll use that, or sometimes the first field, for players who are rehabbing. They'll use that for players who are rehabbing. And so, and I want to make sure y'all give me a second, because I do not want to. I'm looking. I need to find something, y'all. I'm looking up something. It's not on here. That's okay. I'll tell you all about it. On the Texans Happy Hour on Wednesday, or later on today, rather. But so Jalen Noel didn't practice. He didn't practice the last 2 days, and it was an undisclosed injury. He was on the backfield practicing, and we never really got a clear indication of what was wrong and when it happened. And I mean, of course, it had to happen, because out of the 3 days, he practiced the first day, and the second 2 days, he didn't practice. But I don't know if that was precautionary, or if something he may have twinged a little something, and they were just like being precautionary about it, or if he actually, hurt something, and they was like, okay, going into training camp, let's just, like I said, let's just be cautious. He wasn't like injured to the point where I think that if he had to like really practice or really play, he could have really done that. But we didn't get a chance to see that. So I'm just like, what's up, Eric? Um, yeah, K Stover should be tight end number one. I'm expecting Jaden Higgins to be a top 10 wide receiver. Maybe not this year, but maybe, maybe a little bit later on. So anyway, I'm curious to see what's going to happen with Jalen Noel, and what we're going to see with him later on today. Hopefully, it was just like I said, they were being just super precautionary with him, like of course they was with CJ during OTAs, and we'll see. But they back, they back, and so I am going to get me uh 3 hours of sleep. I will be right back up, because hey, the work don't stop, y'all. The work don't stop. Like I said, I done the podcast. I made sure I connected with you all, because I wanted to be the first local media member, right? I want to be the first local media member and Texans content creator to speak to y'all. I want to be the first one. What happened with it? What I don't know what you mean by the shirt information. You got to tell me about that, or hit me up at on my Twitter. Hop in the DM and let me know. But I want to be the first. We bike, little bitch. Hold on, y'all gotta see this. That's hilarious. But I want to be the first to come in and to welcome you all into the Houston Texans 2025 season. Training camp begins today. It begins today. And while everybody else is sleeping, what is Sarge doing? Up with y'all, putting out content, up with y'all, making sure that we've read it. You know what I'm saying? Right here. And this is how it's all going. It's gonna be like this from now to the end of the season. This is what we're gonna do. But the work don't stop. Hold on. What are you doing? Oh, I got jokes. Y'all give me 1 second. I've been knowing him since 1990. Sheesh. Rohan, how long I been knowing you? So the reason why I say that It's because what you doing up this late? Oh, I can't wait to tell Paul and Joe and Chuck. Since 19, look, I've been knowing Rohan since 1991. Hey, where you coming from this time of morning, young man? It is 1:16. Oh, the group text tomorrow is gonna be on fire. I'll be like, hey man, y'all know Rohan came in the house at like almost 2 in the morning. Hey, hold on, let me go ahead and stop this. You've been tuning into the Texas Tailgate Talk podcast. Oh, I'm your host, Big Sarge. Make sure you follow me on the app formerly known as Twitter at Big Sarge Sports, the Z at the end. Follow me on the ticker and the Talking Big Sarge Media. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube and podcast at Texas Tailgate Talk, all one word. Follow me on Instagram at Big Sarge Sports with the Z at the end. Because you know we do everything for the gram, and make sure you're going to www.bigsargemedia.com starting Thursday. There will be a lot of Texans information, a lot of Texans articles on there. And we're going to be doing the happy hour. So training camp start, I'm gonna definitely make sure I give you at least two happy hours, at least 2 to 3 happy hours a week. So with that being said, thank y'all. Let me get back to my friend right here. Just got back from the gym. Rohan, who you think you're talking to? This Big Sarge after dark now. Who you think you're talking to, Rohan? I used to say that same thing. Yeah, I had a 24-hour. I had a 24-hour 24-hour fitness gym membership, and I was going to Lifetime. I mean, I had a 24-hour fitness. The card was there. You could see it. I check in periodically just so if I ever had to go with my significant other at the time, with the person I was dating, what I mean by significant other, if I popped up, the people wouldn't be like, they didn't know me. The gym. At 1:18 in the morning, the gym. The Pray for My Haters shirt. Oh, Pray for My Haters. I gotta look into that. Lifetime requires an arm and a leg. Hey, that's what Rohan was getting. Rohan just gave up an arm and a baby leg. I just got back from the gym. What? Yeah, I'd have been a couple of them 20. I'd have been a couple of I'd had a couple of late night gym sessions myself. Oh, I know what you're talking about, Eric. I know what you're talking about, Eric. Hit me up and let me know your size, man. I get you one. I got you. I got you. No, no, no. As a matter of fact, hold on for a second. Y'all give me 1 second, y'all. I just had to make sure that I just had to make sure, Rohan, I had the evidence. So when I put it in, when I put it in the group text, Rohan ain't gonna never join this podcast again. You know I got love for you, brother. I have to get some sleep because I got to go to the real gym. I'm married, so you know my significant other go to the gym with me. You know what I'm saying? She my significant other, she goes to the gym with me. You know what I'm saying? She my plus one. We show up together. They know both our names and both our faces. When she ain't with me, they ask about her. Let me guess, it was a new gym you went to too, right? Yeah. I found this new gym in the Woodlands. Oh, it's amazing. This new gym out in the Woodlands. Oh, they got way better equipment than what I'm used to. uh hold on for a second. ah, feel your feel your girl fitness. Ah, yeah. Oh, like it's a new gym out in the Woodlands that's 24 hours. Yeah, it's called Anytime Fitness. They got everything. They got new equipment. They got new everything. Hold on. Hey, let me make sure. Because Rohan beat me up. Hey, I'm over here laughing and joking and playing from this side of the keyboard. Rohan beat me up. Rohan's a big dude. Like I'm talking about Rohan. Hey, look, he go to the gym now. Don't get me wrong. He go to the gym. He'll beat me up. So that's why I'm saying all of this right now, because I ain't got to see him for about look, I'll probably see him in about the next 2-3 weeks, but right now, I'm good. Let me see what you say before I get up out of here, Brandon. What's up, Brandon? Did you know the last time a team signed Cam Robinson to play left tackle, they won 9 straight games? Brandon. It's too early in the morning. Because all I'm going to say is this. I get it. I had somebody on the show. It's on my YouTube page who covers the Jags who talked about Cam Robinson. Big Game James played fullback for Florida State, played for the New Orleans Saints. Covered Cam Robinson his first day all the way till he got traded. I have nothing against Cam Robinson. I don't know Cam Robinson like that. I've only watched him play in limited times, and that's whenever the Texans played him. I ain't watched Jacksonville like that. So I don't know. When he got with Minnesota, I watched him play in Minnesota. Don't get me wrong. I watched him play in Minnesota because I watched the Vikings because Jonathan Grenard plays for the Vikings, and I root for Jonathan Grenard to do well. So I watched some of the Vikings game, and don't get me wrong, when he first got traded there, he didn't look bad. He didn't look great. They won. Semantically speaking, Brandon, you are right. They did win. He wasn't bad, but he wasn't good either. He was like, it's like if you get that 3-5, and then you be like, something ain't right about this 3-5. It's mid. It ain't bad, but it ain't fire either. It's like mid. So I don't want to talk down on Cam Robinson. I don't know him. I'm going to watch and make sure that I watch and make sure you listen to the podcast on Thursday so you can hear what I said pertaining to Cam Robinson. But Brandon, didn't we watch him against Jared Verse? Like Jared Verse had a field day. It's Mekhi Phifer with a cigarette. Right? No, you're right. It can be done. Yes, Brandon, you're right. I'm not knocking you. I'm not knocking you. I'm not saying that it can't be done. It may be a fresh start for him here, and him being in this environment could change. I've seen players go to different teams and they excel. Yes, it could. But if he secures the starting left tackle job for the Houston Texans, game 1, he's up against Jared Verse again. And hopefully he learned. Hopefully he learned. Hopefully he goes back and watch and sees where he messed up. Because Jared Verse was Defensive Rookie Player of the Year. Jared Verse is a monster. Jared Verse is a man child. We'll see. What you looking for tomorrow out the old line? And you should do this once a week. Call it Sarge After Dark. You know what? Screwston, you may be on to something. Screwston, because I realize a lot of people can't catch me live when I go live all the time. Before I get off of here, Screwston, if I do this, will you make me a promise that you'll show up? I don't care if it's just me and you in here. If you say you're gonna show up, I'll do it. If you say you're gonna show up, Screwston, if you're gonna show up every time I do it after dark, I will be here. I'll be here. I'll do it one time a week. You gotta tell me. You gotta look. If I make the commitment to you, you gotta make the commitment to me. It's Makai Pfeiffer with the cigarette. I told people Verse was the number one defensive end in the last class. People try to talk about a lot. Brandon, bro, hold on, y'all. Let me sit up straight. Jared Verse is a man child. And what I mean by that, I'm looking at this young man play, and I say, there's no way. And I watch Daniil Hunter and Will Anderson Jr. on a consistent basis. I'm like, Jared Verse is a monster. Monster. When I say monster, he is a monster. That young man stays healthy, goodness gracious alive. If he stays healthy, him and Will be fighting for sack leader. And not this year, next year. Next year, if Jerry Verse stays healthy, him and Will be fighting for leading the league in sacks. All right. Y'all see that? Screwston said you're gonna do it. So we'll get together. I'm gonna dedicate one night a week. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at Big Star Sports with the Z at the end. I'm gonna find out what day is best for everybody. You tell me what's best for you, and we'll do it. But Brandon, and they got somebody else on the other side. Who plays the other side for them? I don't know, but I think hold on. Because I got it in my notes if I'm not mistaken. Thought I had it in my notes. But I got it in my notes to talk about that first week matchup between the Texans and the Rams, you could be potentially watching you could be potentially watching the defensive player of the year on both sides. You may be watching Will Anderson, who could be defensive player of the year, or you could be watching Jared Verse, who could be defensive player of the year. I got it in my notes to talk about it on the podcast, but that's later on down once we get closer to once we get closer and closer to the first game of the regular season. But yeah. Well, that's gonna be a great matchup to watch from a defensive standpoint. All right. We here. Let me go ahead and because y'all know. Hey, look, y'all know if I'm here, I'm gonna read these comments. That's why I recorded the podcast. That's why I recorded the podcast because I know that I would have been wanting to talk to y'all and I couldn't do it and get my points out the way that I wanted to get them out. Because of course I can articulate them, but I be getting sidetracked because I be wanting to talk to y'all and y'all be having great conversations. But Big Sarge, so you agree that K should be tight end one? No, I don't agree. The reason I don't agree is I don't know what type of offense they're going to run. I could say Cade should be tight end one, and this offense doesn't fit him one bit and fits Brevin or fits Dalton. or it could be right up Kay Stover's alley. It could be right up his alley, and it could be his. It could be the right type. It could be everything that he wanted for his NFL career. I can't tell you that now because I haven't seen Nick Caley call a play. I have not seen training camp. I could say Cade could be tight end number one because so Cade has a lot of the intangibles that you could use as a hybrid tight end, but so does Brevin. And I think what it's going to come down to, I think, so let me say this. I'm going to clip this up too. I think what it's going to come down to, tight end number one, I don't even think it's going to come down to who's the better route runner, who catches better. It's going to come down to who blocks the best. Because I'm pretty sure if I had to pick Nick Caley's brain, if I had to be Nick Caley for a day, I'm like, I know y'all can catch. I've seen it. You wouldn't be here if you couldn't catch. I need to know if you could block in my scheme. If you can block in my scheme, you're going to play. But if you can't block effectively, so if you can't effectively and efficiently block on a consistent basis, I don't know if you're built for the offense. Now, I don't know. The only time I ever talked to Nick Caley was his introductory press conference and the press conference that he did after mandatory minicamp. We'll get an opportunity to talk to him, I think Thursday. I think we're talking to Nick Caley. That's when we're talking to the coordinators and the assistant coaches. But like I said, with that being said, I'm not ready to say that just yet. I haven't observed anything. I gotta observe it because Brevin may get out there and blow the doors off of Cade and Dalton. Or this may be the offense that Dalton has been waiting to be in because Bobby Slowick did not know how to use. Oh, hold on, I'm flexing. I got fresh training camp cut. Hold up. I'm going on 54. Still got hairline. See that? That ain't look. That ain't painted on. That's hair. That's my hairline right there. You know what I'm saying? I got waves. I digress. So no, I'm not ready to say that just yet. Hey, it's late. 4-5. 4-5, 840, and 31 reps on the bench at the combine said a lot. Who young? Young or verse? Byron Young, opposite verse had top 540. Okay, so you talking about verse. Oh yeah. Verse. So hey, Brandon, verse came from Tennessee, right? Jared Verse played at Tennessee. If I'm not mistaken. Tell me if I'm right. I think he played at Tennessee though. Senior Boble say sources saying Kaylee is a baby genius. Sources equals my hopes and dreams. And now wait a minute. Senior Boble, in the immortal words of the great Negro poet N.D. Kalu. Y'all remember ND? Oh, Florida State. Well, who played? Okay, so who played at Tennessee? Why am I getting them mixed up? Oh, I'm thinking about somebody totally different. Yeah, I don't remember verse too much I didn't watch a lot of Florida State games. Excuse me. I didn't watch a lot of Florida State games like that. But Senior Boble, let me say this, right? And I know who Jared Verse is. I'm just like, I know exactly who he is, but I got more familiar with him in the NFL than I did know about him coming out of college. I'm not gonna, I ain't gonna shit you my best turd. I ain't gonna lie to you. So, hand up heart. Senior Boble. You in the in the words of the immortal words of the great Negro poet N.D. Kalu. He always say, "Am I on something or on to something?" You're not on something. You're on to something. You're on to something. Because from what I'm being told, right? And I told y'all, I tweeted this out after I talked to Nico. When I talked to Nico during his youth football camp that he had down in Birmingham, Nico said that offense is fire. And I could only think about, and I think Tim Settle Jr. said the offense looks like they're moving as one unit now. And, that has a lot to do with the play calling as well. But you're on to something because anytime you get an opportunity to learn under a brilliant mind like Sean McVay, like to me, Sean McVay is the smartest. Like he's one of the top 5 smartest coaches ever, and he is the smartest head coach in the NFL right now. He is the smartest in the NFL right now. I can't name a coach that is smarter than him. I may be able to think of a couple of coaches who can be in the room with him. They can't lead the room. I think like O'Connell out of Minnesota, he could be in the room. The Bengals head coach, I think that he could be in the room. And the Bengals head coach is a disciple of McVay, right? He's from that McVay tree, if I'm not mistaken. Like they both of them from that McVay tree. Is O'Connell, and I can't think of the coach's name from the Bengals right now. He may be from that tree as well. Those two. What's the coach that came from the Eagles that coaches the Colts? Because wait, the Raiders got the defensive coordinator, right? And then the Colts got the offensive coordinator from the Eagles from their Super Bowl team, right? The year prior. Who does? Hold on. I looked that up right now. Okay, so this is what I was thinking about. Okay, my bad. The Eagles got the Colts. Yeah, that's what I said. I said the Eagles got the offensive coordinator and the Raiders, right, got the defensive coordinator. So I'm thinking about Nick Sirianni. Nick Sirianni is he has he could be in that room. He could be in the room with Sean McVay, but he's going to be learning from Sean McVay. There's not a coach in the NFL right now that is smarter than Sean McVay, especially on the offensive side of the ball. So, yeah, yes, sir. Oh my goodness, it's almost been an hour. It's almost y'all. I gotta go. I'm gonna see y'all. Y'all know I gotta be spry. Ain't that what they say? I gotta be spry in the morning. Well, later on today for start of Texas training camp. Y'all excited? I'm excited. I would scream, but I don't want to wake my wife up because then she gonna be up and then I'm gonna be in trouble. And I don't want to be in trouble. I just want to be happy. Big Sarge, I'm out. Oh,
That was Big Sarge.